How much weight did the judge give to oral argument?
Not nearly as much as I think clients like to believe.
So there is a predetermination.
Yes, for sure. I mean, I've had it before. I personally have had it where I've seen the judge change his mind. Like, I've seen it. Like, you can tell that they've made that switch. Oh, okay. But that's the minority in my experience.
Tell me where you grew up, what you've done. Talk to me.
Sure. I grew up on the Upper East Side, Manhattan. I went to college in Manhattan.
What college was it?
Baruch
Okay.
City University. I went to Hofstra Law School in Long Island. And, now I live on the Upper East Side of Manhattan.
Married, kids?
Married, one daughter who turned one a couple days ago.
Nice. And what made you get into law?
My grandfather was a lawyer.
I didn't know that.
Yes, and I wanted to follow in his footsteps.
That there was inspiration there.
Yes.
Tell me about that inspiration.
He was known as and he was kind of like the patriarch of the family. So when there were family get-togethers, he would run it, so to speak. So I looked up to him. He was a trial attorney, so I wanted to follow in his footsteps.
You grew up on his eyes?
Yes.
Okay. And did he live with your parents, or he lived somewhere else?
In Long Island.
In Long Island. You would visit him often?
Yes.
What was his name?
Jesse.
Jesse Sherman.
Schwartz.
My
mom's dad.
Your mom's dad. And he was a trial lawyer.
Yes.
What's that mean to you?
That is what I think is the most interesting part of this job, where, you're connecting with people. Especially when you have a jury trial, that's really what a trial attorney has to do.
So your aspiration for becoming an attorney was derived out of seeing your grandfather, Jesse, you said?
Yes.
Schwartz.
Yes.
Did you ever see him in action?
No, he was retired, when I became aware of, that he was, what he was doing.
But it was inspiration to you nevertheless?
Yes.
Did he ever talk to you about the law?
Yes.
What kind of practice was it?
Personal injury.
Personal injury, sometimes has a bad name.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes a bad name. However, personal injury practice is a very, very nuanced practice. Some of the creative evidentiary hearings and decisions that occur around the country is as a consequence of personal injury. When you're citing even in commercial contexts, you're citing personal injury law, which was fascinating to me. And was it fender benders? What was it about?
I don't know the details too much, but I know it was catastrophic injuries, and he was very good at closing cases quickly.
Negotiations.
Yes.
So that was the initial spark and inspiration.
Yes.
Your dad, what does your dad do?
He's retired now. He used to work for the post office. He did marketing for the postal service. He always used to tell me in the old Yankee Stadium he negotiated the post office sign that was there. Yeah, in the old one. Yeah.
So he was a marketer.
Yes.
Do you have education for that?
I think he has a teaching degree. He never used it. But yeah.
So he's been at the U.S. Post Office for how many years?
He worked there for 35 years, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you admire that about your dad? That he was, postal worker?
I did, because, he always used to say that you'd be like, I worked there for so long, I didn't go postal.
Because that's a vernacular for going crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. How about your mom's?
She is a pre-K teacher.
Always been still a pre-K teacher?
She did a bunch of, she was a travel agent for a long time, but with the internet that kind of got thrown out. So she's a pre-K teacher now at a
Is she
school on
retired?
the. No, she's still doing it on the Upper West Side.
Upper West Side. You said you have a wife. What's
Yes.
your wife do?
Now she's not working, but she did marketing.
And you went to Hofstra Law School. Tell me what you did there. What were the developmental stages of becoming an attorney like? Was it boring? Were there highlights? Was there a turning point that you didn't want to be?
Oh, many times.
Tell me.
I wanted to give up. Just because the way law school is structured is, it's incredibly time consuming. You're in a class of, you're in this big assembly hall of people. You have, most of the grades are based on tests. And
One
then,
test. One test typically, no?
Yeah, one test at the end of the semester.
So you got no
on a
margin
curve,
of error. Yeah,
on a
okay.
curve, who knows, you don't really understand why some grades are better than others, and then poof, you're got to study for the bar. It's
Were
a
you,
very arduous journey.
Were you a B, C, or A student?
Oh, I was a B. I was not top of the class. No.
I was a B plus, A minus guy.
Yeah.
New York Law School, you're Hofstra. When you became an attorney, anything else changed in your life when you became a lawyer?
When you're actually dealing with people as opposed to textbooks, it totally changed my approach.
And was that developmental, I guess, change in your head in dealing with people gives you greater consequence than dealing in the books? When did that happen?
I would say about, took like probably 4 or 5 years where I was trained very regimented, on a regimented basis. And
Were you regimented before?
no, not at all. No.
And let's talk about that. When did the regimentation occur
About 4 or 5 years out.
of law school?
Yes.
Was that your first job?
Yes.
Tell me about the job. Where'd you work?
Worked at a boutique law firm, not too far from here in
What is
Midtown
it
Manhattan. Catafago Feeney.
Yeah, big of you. What do they practice?
Commercial litigation, that broad umbrella.
Did you want to be in commercial litigation?
I didn't even know really what that word meant,
So let's take you back to law school. You're in law school. You have an inspiration from being a trial attorney, personal injury. Why not do personal injury?
That's a good question. It's kind of just organically happened that way. That I was more interested in disputes between, let's say, corporations than trying to value an injury. It didn't really click for me.
Did you have a concentration in law school?
No.
Did you have fun in law school?
No.
You didn't like it?
No.
Why is that?
No. It's incredibly, I didn't enjoy the whole Socratic method. I was one of those people who's like, don't call on me. I didn't really, I read it, but like, come on, give me a break. Give me a break. We're in class here.
We're in class.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you didn't want to be dealt. You didn't want to deal with it. You just wanted to do your job and work.
I kind of just was like, we're all learning this for the first time. We're, most people are in their early 20s. Being put on the spot is, I suppose it's decent training for later, but I don't really think it's the best way for people just getting into the material to learn it, I guess.
Were you self-directed in that regard?
Yeah, sure.
Study with people, study by yourself?
We had some groups, but I preferred to be kind of on my own.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for the most part, you did well.
Yeah, sure.
How did you develop what you want to practice? You said it was kind of by accident. What do you mean by that?
In the boutique setting where, we had 2 partners and 2 associates, including me, so 4 lawyers, I kind of got hands-on training.
But why did you go to Category Feeney? Why did you do that?
I really was close to one of the partners there.
Before when you were in law school?
No, just from kind of, he had a relationship with one of the firm's clients who I was also close with. And I still speak, I consider him a close friend even today.
Okay.
He kind of mentored me. And then his partner trained me in a incredibly regimented fashion.
Yes.
Yes.
Is his partner still his partner or no?
I believe so, yes. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you know him? How did you get to know that law firm when you were in law school? Did you apply everywhere, or did you apply specifically there?
No, it kind of happened by random. They had, I think they part of the reason why they picked their resume out of the hat was because I interned with the judge that they were familiar with. That they
Which
liked.
judge is that?
Shlomo Hagler.
Shlomo Hagler. Where's that? Kings?
No, New York County.
New York County? Commercials?
He's not commercial. He's not part of the commercial division, but I think, frankly, he should be. He's a very, very, very intelligent judge.
So he's part of the current administration in the non-commercial part.
Yeah, I think the general individual assignments part.
He's still a judge.
Yes.
What did you learn, if anything? Was it a good experience?
You really got to see the way a judge approaches a case.
And how does the judge approach
You know,
case?
I actually got to see that, you get all their motion papers get hand delivered to them through through the system. They come to their office, they see the lawyers, kind of how they deal with how they make a decision on a motion. Like, for example, one thing, that if a judge sees in your motion papers that you quoted something in a slightly inaccurate way, that destroys your credibility. As it frankly should.
Do they point it out to the attorneys, or did
No. This is something where they'll read your papers, they'll see you made a cite, they'll look up the case on Westlaw, and if you said a case stands for a certain proposition, which it pretty much didn't, that really stood out to the judge.
And how did that inform you further before your career had really began at
Cafe Gofini. I know it's a mouthful. It's a mouthful. Yeah.
Cafe Gofini.
They always used to tell me that. They would tell me that, but I didn't really believe it until I kind of heard it from a judge.
So the judge would look at the books or the briefs of both the attorneys, but both sides, and he would make a credibility determination both about the case and about the attorneys as well.
I wouldn't say credibility determination, but if an attorney accurately quoted a case, they would be more persuaded by that.
Interesting. So knowing your papers and doing them right is important.
Yes.
How much weight did the judge give to oral argument?
Not nearly as much as I think clients like to believe.
So there is a predetermination.
Yes, for sure. I mean, I've had it before. I personally have had it where I've seen the judge change his mind. Like, I've seen it. Like, you can tell that they've made that switch. Oh, okay. But that's the minority in my experience.
How long were you there in that position?
About 4 months.
Was it enough to get a good grasp of how a judge works?
I feel like it was because it was a busy motion, season. So in other words, like, I think twice a week he had oral argument. I sat through and watched it and, got to hear him speak about it with his court attorneys and the other interns about what they wanted to do. And then I got to, draft a couple of decisions that were, heavily revised, but drafted. Yeah.
What decisions did you get to draft?
Like the discovery motions, things like that.
Were you critically thinking in the judge's chambers about these issues?
Yes. I mean, from reading, you read the papers and you try to make a determination as to, what do you think the correct thing is. And also, there are a couple of times where, you're faced with deciding, actually is going to impact, an actual case, which, at that point in my career, I was like, it felt powerful.
Good. So you went to this judge, you applied to this judge. Did you want a judge's internship?
Did I want? I wanted to do something,
What do you mean?
So that was like.
Were you directionless?
A little bit, yes.
Well, I want to get into that a little bit. So trajectory for you, where were your feet planted when you were in law school?
All over. I just wanted to, pass the bar and be a lawyer.
Where does that come from?
You're there, so you got to finish it out.